So like regular
Well,
chips?
like hot Cheetos, I don't dip it in anything, but
Okay.
like Lay's, like potato chips, definitely mayonnaise.
Oh my gosh. Just get like sour cream and onion chips. That's good enough. Why you gotta dip it
No,
in
see that
mayonnaise?
I don't like sour cream and onion chips. Okay.
Cool. Welcome back. It's been 7 months, but welcome
Oh
back to the
God.
SUJOBAE podcast. My name's Joseph.
Minus the Bay.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Suzie.
Matt is not here to join us. He said he was gonna take a quick break. So
Yeah.
respect. I know it's been so long since we've
Yeah,
done
maybe
one.
after another 7 months, Matt will show up. Who knows?
But yeah, it'll just be the two of us. This is also, I think, the first time we've done an episode where it's just two people.
Yeah, it's
It's always
always
been
me
three.
missing out. Hmm.
Yeah. So slowly, maybe getting back into it, maybe not, but we just felt like it'd be nice to do one because it's been a while. Um, we have been catching up here and there, like individually, but not through a podcast. So
Yeah.
lots happened since our last episode, which was 7 months ago.
7 months, that's what, February? Oh my God. That's
Yeah,
like, wait.
that's when no, that's when, yeah. I was about to say that's when
I
you're
was
still at Purdue, but you were not at Purdue.
no, it's no, I
That's
was not there.
but
But
yeah,
that's when
a
I was
lot's
like new
happened.
here, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you like just moved in to a new
Hmm.
place and everything. So it's been a
Hmm.
while. But
Yeah.
how's it been living now as an adult away from the college life?
Well, I feel like it's now getting like better. Like I'm now like slowly getting the hang of it, which is kind of crazy to say because it's been like 8 months since I've moved
Mm-hmm.
here, almost a year. Ew. Um, so like I recently got promoted to a new position, which I really, really enjoy. Like this is something that I can like proudly say, like, oh, I like really like this
Mm-hmm.
job. And I really like the people I work with. And I've made some new friends. So I feel like now like it's like the true like post grad adulting life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think there's like different stages, and
Mm-hmm.
one like the first stage like for a month, honestly, you're just like you want to go everywhere, like you want to explore. Like I used to like freaking Uber and like go to downtown by myself, just explore. I'm like, oh, I want to see what this is all about. And then
Mm-hmm.
after a month, like it kind of like the it hits you. It's like, oh, this is really different from college because like I used to see at least like five people like almost every day, right? At least. But then you go from that to like not really seeing any people until you like make time to like hang out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was worse because I had like a really, really good, like she's like one of my best friends now. Like I still talk to her, but she like went to the Air Force. So we used to hang out literally every day.
Oh,
She used to
okay.
like sleep over at my place. We used to like go to work together. We did everything together. And then she left for the Air Force. And I think that's when it like really hit. I'm like, ooh, this like loneliness is like it's like a different level of loneliness than I've felt like back in college.
Mm.
Cause I thought I was like, I lived most of my college life by myself. I always had an apartment like to myself. So I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I can live by myself. Like it's easy, I'm good at being by myself.
Yeah.
But it's so different. Like literally I would go days without like talking to anybody other than people at work.
Mm.
And it's very like different. And it almost feels like I don't know, it like I was like about to go insane because I was so like not talking to people. But then,
Mm-hmm.
you like you really have to like get yourself out there, find time to like hang out with people. And because I feel like being work friends is different than like enhancing to like a friend who like you do stuff together with.
Mm-hmm.
So I met like new people in my department. That's who I've been hanging out with, which is really nice. And I'm just getting kind of used to it. So I think that's good. And my sister is visiting tomorrow because one
Oh,
day I
okay.
called her. Actually, it was like 2 weeks ago. It was like one of my very bad days. I was like, oh, dude, like I honestly like can't do this anymore. I was like, I have to do this for another year. Like, I was like,
Hmm.
dude, I don't think I can do this. And she like booked a air, like she booked a flight like right away. Also, it was for my birthday. Like, she was like, oh,
Right.
maybe like we should. So she's coming tomorrow. And
Hmm.
then another friend of mine who I met like online, but we've known each other for like a year now. She has
Hmm.
like a business conference in Colorado. So she's coming like a week after. We're gonna hang out. And
Mm.
then like a couple weeks after my family's visiting.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
it's looking pretty good. And then I think I'm thinking about going to the retreat because I was thinking
Okay.
about this the other day. I'm like, maybe I should like, because you know how if alumni goes, like you can lead a panel. Maybe I should do the post
Yeah.
grad one, like
Okay.
warn people like how this is gonna be, because I don't think anyone really told me how it was gonna be.
That's
And I
true.
also
That's
do
true.
miss everyone, so I'll probably go to like Chicago, and then I'll probably go to the retreat as what I was thinking. And then
Hmm.
after a couple months, I'll probably leave Denver, which is really good because I hate it here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just really hard when it's like white dominated. It reminds me of my high school days where I felt kind of like an
Uh,
odd one out.
Not gonna lie, you're gonna face that kind of wherever you go, though. It's not like
Not
I don't think
necessarily.
Denver's like that. Well, if you go to like LA,
Well,
maybe not, but
yeah, or like New York or like even
mm,
Chicago. It's definitely more
okay, yeah,
diverse than here.
okay,
So,
yeah, that's true.
yeah. So I just have like a year, but it's gonna be a full year, and I'm just gonna focus on building my career up.
Okay, that's
So
exciting.
it's been good. Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, like I don't regret coming here because of the opportunities they have here. Like honestly, me getting promoted to like a management position after like 7 months is like not normal. Like
Mm,
that's you have to be working for at least a year. So I'm really grateful that career wise it's going really good.
hmm.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Well, happy belated birthday again. Um,
Thank you.
you're now 25, right? I don't
Yeah,
want to
I
date you,
think
but
it's horrible. Like
dude, that's quarter life. That's quarter life crisis
I
right there.
know. I think that's what I've been getting like quarter life crisis. I'm like, how am I halfway to 50 and I still don't, you know,
Mm,
like I'm still not married? What? It's crazy.
yeah, no,
Not even close.
being 23 right now in college is bad enough, but I can't imagine being 25 yet. That's pretty insane. It
Okay,
sucks.
thank you.
It sucks to be you.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't feel 25.
Mm,
So hopefully I don't look 25 either, because
mm. You might.
but yeah.
I'm not gonna say you do, but you might look 25. I can't.
I
I
don't
don't
think I
know.
do. I
No,
don't
I
think
don't.
I do.
I think you're fine. Oh, there's a lot
I
worse
think I
people
look the
out there.
same. Yeah. I think I look the
There are a lot
same as
worse
I did
people
in
out there.
college. So that's okay.
That's good. Do you ever get like misrecognized as like a young adult for a college student? I don't know what context
Oh,
that would happen,
always.
but okay.
No, always. Like people at work, because, well, first of all, they're not Asian. So like I don't think
Hmm.
they're like not really good at guessing like Asian people age. So
Oh,
like
okay.
my bellman thought I was 19.
Oh, what
And
the?
like, yeah, like I don't think I look 19, but I don't think
Hmm.
like people told me they're like, you don't look 25. So I'm
Hmm.
gonna take their words for it.
That's nice.
Mm. How's
Good.
your life been last semester in college?
Yeah. Well, I'm like kind of excited to graduate because like it's about time. But also your boy's got to like pass his classes, which I feel like a lot of times when you hear like a senior say, "I just want to pass," in the back of your head, like when you're an underclassman, you're like, "Oh, they're just saying that to be like, oh, I'm a senior kind of thing." But I actually like just want to pass my classes.
No, yeah, you
It's kind of
don't. Like grades
desperate.
don't matter anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, like I could use a good semester grades to like help my GPA a little bit, but like at the end of
Mm.
the day, I just want to like be able to graduate because last thing I want to do is like delay my life because I like gave up at the end. So like, you
Been there,
know,
done that.
no shade, no shade, but like
It's
I can
okay.
only imagine the stress. So
Mm.
and like it sucks because like I have everything not lined up, but like I have things going for me in the future. So like there's also that I'm anticipating after college. So like part of me wants to graduate right now so I can get started on that. And then a part of me doesn't want to graduate because I know like what my next transition is going to be, like what my next chapter is going to look like, and maybe I want to enjoy college a little more. So trying to
No,
find the
like
balance.
trust me on this. Like whatever you do, you're gonna
Hmm.
regret like, oh, like I should have enjoyed it a little bit more
Mm,
because back when I was in college, like since it's so you've been there for what, like 4 years already, so it's like you're like kind
hmm.
of ready to move on. You're like, oh, like I'm just like stuck here. No, like
Mm.
after like college is the only time that I like wish like I could like actually go back to. Like I've never
Really?
felt that in my life, but yesterday, actually, yeah, just yesterday, I was like looking through my old camera album and I'm like, oh, like I actually really do miss college.
Mm.
So enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can.
I'll
There's
try to.
nothing like it after.
Yeah, I can't say I'm not enjoying college right now. Like I think I have a good amount of people I hang out with here. Cornerstone is obviously a nice community to hang out with. And
Mm,
then I mean, I'm taking 16 credits this semester, but it's not like intensive 16. It's like
mm,
maybe 8 of those is like I actually have to try. And then the other eight's like general classes that I don't really need to try. So good,
mm,
good balance, trying to just
mm.
enjoy. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a taste of like what's work is like this past summer because of my internship.
Mm.
And I realized it's a different pace like of life. Like you wake up, go to work, come back, and then your day is done. And you just repeat
Yeah,
that
and you're
over and
so
over and over. And
tired.
like
Yeah.
granted, you can have like episodes during the workday, but other than that, it's pretty boring. Like
That's why
weekends become very valuable.
yeah. That's why people say like, yeah, sure, like you need a friend after post grad, but you really need good coworkers because you're gonna see them the most. You see them every
Yeah.
day.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I feel blessed that I actually really enjoy.
Hmm.
They're like all my friends. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
this summer with my internship, I was very happy because the department I worked in, um, I had like a couple interns, and I was kind of worried at first that I wouldn't get along or like I wouldn't be able to have hang out with the interns. Not only because we're not like from the same school, not all of them are like Asian. So like I've never worked in a corporate setting and had a social
Mm,
group that's not majority Asian. Like my social group
mm,
here in Purdue is mostly Asian. So
same.
like I don't know how well I can socialize without that cultural background similarity. So it was refreshing. Like I had a really good time this summer with my
Mm,
friends that I made there. Which kind of makes me excited to go back work because some of the people are still there. Like I had some full-time friends, and then some of the interns that I made friends with are like from different schools. I'm
mm.
actually visiting um UMich next month to visit one of my intern
Ooh.
friends because
Oh.
they're coming down actually this weekend to visit us. So it's like nice to have like to make friends outside of work. And then
Mm,
I realized how valuable that is over this summer. So that's fun.
mhm.
And
Yeah.
work
I
is work
yeah.
is work.
Yeah, I think, see, I actually really enjoy my work too, which I think I'm also really blessed. And
Mm,
I remember I was talking to this alumni. I was like, you're right, like postgrad is like a different level of loneliness. But she
hmm.
was telling me like you really get to cherish like the close ship you have because obviously after college you're not gonna like hang on to every single person
Hmm.
that you used to talk to. And that's really true. I feel like you get to appreciate little things like hanging out. Like I went out for my birthday. That was like really,
Hmm.
really, really fun. And this was the first birthday that I actually was like not sad on because I heard this was a thing. I don't know if you can relate, but
Hmm.
every year on my birthday, I always like expect things from people. Like I expect like X amount of people. Like I'm like not like gift
Okay,
wise, but
Susie.
I'm like, oh no, like not like gift wise, but I'll be like, oh, like they better like tell me happy birthday or like they better
Okay.
recognize, you know. And
Mm.
I always have expectations. Like I want like this day to be like about me. Like I want us to like go out and stuff like that.
Mm,
But this year I had no expectations. I didn't even really tell people it was my birthday,
mm,
but like people I went out with, they're like, Suzie, you can't just go home. It's your birthday. Like they took me out, they bought me like
uh,
everything. And then people from Purdue and just not who are not here, like wish me happy birthday, which was really nice.
mhm.
And then my team got me a cake and they have sang me happy birthday. And like I just didn't expect any of that. So I think that's what made the day actually really great because I wasn't really
Mm,
expecting like people to be like I recognized that it was my birthday. Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
I guess I can understand that because I feel like
Mhm.
college, since you have friends that you always see, you kind of expect them to
Mm.
know your birthday, and even without saying anything,
Yeah.
you kind of expect them to be like, if not like at the least say happy birthday like to you. But then
Mm.
when you're like away from those friends and it's been a while, then
Yeah.
you probably don't expect it. So makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah. But it was good. Really
Hmm.
good. Should we
Finally,
get into our
finally,
topic now?
yeah, we can talk about. I guess it is related to you now her turning 25 and not being married because you wanted to talk about the singleness lifestyle.
Yeah, it hit me because I'm like, wait, my mom got married when she was 26. She had me when she was 27. And
Hmm.
that is just not how it's gonna be for me.
Yeah,
And
the
sure,
times have
like we're in
changed.
different generation.
Yeah.
I know that, but like my head knows. But I'm like, I don't know. It like really got me thinking about like just
Being
like
single.
singleness. Like yeah.
No, I'm not gonna lie, it's a struggle.
Mhm.
It's one of those things I think you never want to seem desperate or you never want to out yourself for like going through the singleness like thought of like, oh, I'm single. But you catch yourself thinking about that occasionally, and then you just go like a rabbit hole, like, oh shoot, I'm single. Oh
Mm.
shoot, I'm already like in my 20s. Oh shoot, like I need to get married within a couple years. It's like always it always hurts my head because I'm just like
No, yeah.
I could be
And
worrying about so
my
many things.
I know. And like my family's like usually not very like they don't really control anything I do, right?
Mhm.
But my grandma called me the other day. I was at work too. So I was like, did
Oh,
something
okay.
happen? She's like, hey, like, remember that one guy from church? Well, this is like back in Kentucky. And
Hmm.
she was like, how about him? Like, do you guys still talk? I'm like, no. I was like, he has a
Mm.
girlfriend. And I was like, even if he did it, Harmony, like, I'm like, no, I'm okay. And she was like, so like, are you like, are you talking to anybody? I was like, Not really, not right
Mm.
now." And she's like, well, maybe you should like broaden your pool. Like that, they don't have to be Asian. I'm like, she was like, your
Wow.
cousin has a white boyfriend, and he's a white, or he's like a good boyfriend. And I'm like, well, okay, cool.
Hmm.
Like the pressure is real, and like a lot of my friends are like, I think almost all of my friends, other than my guy friends, are in a relationship, and that's what's kind of like getting to me. I think because
Uh,
it wasn't like this. Like everyone was single, but now like everyone's
mhm,
getting in relationships. I'm like, okay,
mhm.
that's fine. And I get scared every time Alice is like, yeah, I'm talking to this guy. I'm like, no, stop. Please.
Oh no. Do you
Yeah.
think do you think your standards have gotten lower since the longer you've been single?
No, that's the problem. I feel
You
like it's
keeping your
gotten
standards up?
higher.
Oh, okay.
I think it's getting higher. Like not even
Dang.
just standards, but I'm like even more careful now. Now that like the
Mm.
term is getting longer, because I want this one to be just right. Like I feel like I
Okay.
don't have time to, because before it was just like I would just jump in really without thinking, like trial and
Hmm.
error vibes. But now I don't want that. Like I don't want to break up again. So like I really want to
Yeah.
find like the perfect person. That's why I feel like it's gonna be
It's
harder.
gonna be hard.
But
Yeah.
honestly, like I really don't want to like after Denver and like after I move somewhere else, I think
Hmm.
that's when I like want to be more like putting myself out there vibes. Like I don't right now, like I really don't want to, you know,
Mm.
pursue anything unless they come to me. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
so
I think it's tricky because I don't know for you at least, but for me, when you're still in college, your scope ends up being college people. Um,
No,
and
feel thankful, dude. That's like a good thing.
it's I don't know, it's an interesting mentality to be only looking at Purdue college people.
Mm,
Like I mean I technically I could not be limited to Purdue, but
mm,
not gonna lie, the only people around here is Purdue people. So
mm.
I don't know. I'm kind of like excited, but also scared for like leaving Purdue, being single. It's like, wow, now I get the whole world to look at, but then at the same time, the place I'm going to is not really the most diverse place. So
Mm.
I kind of like wanted like early when I was going into college, I kind of wanted the security of like I'm gonna find my girlfriend in college. So by the time when I leave college, we'll both be on terms where we'll be able to do long distance for a bit and hopefully things work out and then we get together and then be adults together and then the rest is history, right? But now I'm at that point where it's like I'm about to leave college and that just hasn't happened at all. So
Yeah.
it's it's one of those things where I never want to like repeat it to myself that dang, you're really single. But at some point, I really do have to tell myself, dang, you're really single. You should probably do something about it. Because I historically have done not much to improve my situation as being a single man.
Yeah,
Because
but you can't
I
like
don't,
change like who you are just to, get
yeah,
into a
that's true.
relationship.
But
For
I feel like
me,
for
it got
me,
me. Yeah, sorry. I thought you were
no, no,
done.
I was gonna say for me, my standards have probably
No,
gone
keep.
down to
Oh,
broaden my
really?
scope. Yeah, because
Mm,
I don't know. It's really testing my patience. Because like as a Christian as well, I want to be like very sincere with making sure it's the right person. And I know there's gonna be the right person, but I'm getting a little impatient. I'm just like, maybe I'm too strict on myself. Maybe someone
mm.
that God has a someone for me that's like not within the standards, like it's outside of my standards that I'm looking at, and I'm not being flexible enough to make that known to myself. So maybe I should broaden my scope. But it's really hard because
Mm.
like I'm just like,
I
that's like hard.
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, God knows your standards and God like knows like who you're looking for. Like I don't think he'll just like
Mhm.
put like a random, I don't know. I mean, I do believe that he has somebody for me. Um, but what I was gonna say is like, I've dated in college before,
Mhm.
and I'm like, it got me thinking. I'm like, maybe one of them were supposed to work out. Like I
Oh,
fucked it up because like, yeah, because I'm like, what if I was just like too immature
that makes
and
sense.
at the time, because honestly, in college, I never really liked being in a relationship. I thought it was like limiting me from meeting other people.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, if I see a problem, I'm like, next, like I'm ready to be single again, kind of like very immature thoughts. I never really like worked out a problem with somebody.
oh, okay.
Like I would see a problem and it would
Mhm.
build up, and I'm like, all right, like you're definitely not someone I'm looking for, and I'll just like
Mhm.
break up with them. And I'm like, what if I was supposed to work on that with that person? Like, what if he was a person and I just
Ooh.
didn't try?
Mhm.
Got me thinking that far. But I don't think so. I hope not.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I don't, oh, I don't have experience, but I think that's the hard part, right? Because when you're in a relationship, like how far are you willing to sacrifice to make it work? Like, is it worth
Yeah.
making sure that person sticks around, or is it really like
Mm.
time to go and like meet the next person? Um, I don't know if I'd have the patience. Like once I do find a someone that I think I want to date, and then we start dating, I don't think I have the patience to find another person. So I would try to make it work it out, no matter how
Mm.
much sacrifice I have to make. But yeah, I think at some point
See,
it's like not worth.
no, I think that's how I feel now. Like,
Mm,
oh, like if I meet someone now, like I'll probably try my best to work it out. But back in college, I never, I sound kind of spoiled, but I don't think I was like worried about like not meeting another person.
mm,
Like, I was like, this is not gonna work out. That's fine. Like, I wasn't really
mm.
worried about like finding a different stupid me.
Hey,
But
you
now
never
I,
know.
yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
It's you're 25. all the
Okay, we
life,
don't have to keep going back to
you
my age. Like
know,
it's,
some
you
guys
know.
like an older woman. You can stay optimistic with your range. Um,
Yeah.
don't limit yourself. But
I don't. Actually, no, I don't really limit
I
myself
guess it is
based on
tough. I
age.
guess it is tough. Would you say, okay, so with your standards, would you say you lean towards more of a traditionally Asian slash Korean man or someone who's more American? Like, you know what I mean?
This is
Like,
like another
if you
problem.
had to choose, if you
Mm.
had to choose like full Korean or full American, which one would you like lean towards more?
Are they both Asian though? Like, are they both Korean, or are we talking like full on
Oh,
white
that's a good
person?
question. Let's say they're
Because
both Korean, but culturally.
okay, because if it was white, or
Hmm.
not just white, but if it was someone different race, like
Hmm.
non-Asian, then I would probably go for like a fob over that.
Okay.
But if they're both like Asian, I would choose American, I think,
Hmm.
because we're gonna live in America and I don't want
Hmm.
you this is bringing PTSD. Like I don't because I've dated like a close to a fob. Like obviously like he wasn't like a complete like fresh off boat, but he was
Hmm.
closer to. And I don't really feel like protected and taken care of if I have to like help him, like for example his essays where he didn't really
Oh,
know how to,
mm,
like that kind of stuff. Or like if we're moving, let's say if we're getting a house together and he doesn't know
hmm,
what to do, I would have to like call everybody, like stuff like that. Or
hmm,
just like that's like a big thing for me, I think. Like
hmm.
I want that person to be able to like take care of themselves, and I feel like in order to do that in America, like you can't just like be clueless about America. So I think Americanized, and I feel like I'm a little more Americanized than like I am Korean anyways. But
Hmm.
like an ideal for me, this is so rare too. This is why it's like really hard, but I want
Hmm.
them to speak both English and Korean very fluently like
Oh
me.
wow. Hmm.
So I feel like that's like kind of a
Man,
tough
you're
one.
really fishing in a pond. Like you went from an ocean to a little tide pool. Like I'ma
Yeah, I
just
mean like
only these
yeah.
people,
No,
huh?
no, no, that's like my ideal, but I
Oh
can
yeah.
like that's just like yeah. But
Mhm.
obviously that is very rare here. Like they either don't speak one another. So
Hmm.
it's fine. Yeah.
Mm.
It's,
I
what
mean, I
about
guess
you,
that makes
Joseph?
sense because yeah, you're more recently lived in America. I don't know. It's a good question because
Because you are
I would.
more Korean than I am, I think.
That's a tough sell because I feel like I'm traditionally way more American, but the only reason
Oh,
why I
really?
would heavily consider a more culturally Korean person is because my family's super Korean. I think
Oh,
the reason I'm
mm,
so Korean is because my entire family, other than me, is so Korean. Um, so
mm,
culturally, for the person to get along with my family, which is like a big
mm,
factor for me, is that they're
mm.
pretty Korean. I think
Yeah.
ideally, my parents really don't care. If I date someone who's traditionally very Western, they would see no issue with it. But there definitely would be like a cultural slash language barrier, especially with my mom,
Mm,
because my dad's more fluent in English than my mom is. But I don't want that
mm,
disconnect.
mm,
Like, I'm sure if we really love each other, we'll work it out. But ideally, they're able to speak to my parents. I'm able to speak to their parents comfortably without having a language barrier. And that involves
yeah.
them understanding Korean and speaking Korean. And also another reason why I would consider traditionally someone who's more Korean than Western is because I am open to the idea of moving back to Korea some point in my life to
Mm,
live there for a bit. Um,
mm,
not probably never permanently. If I like long term, like look at my retirement and everything, I'll probably stay in the States for the majority of my life. But a good portion of my life could be spent in Korea. I can see that
mm,
happening because my
mm,
family is based there, and I have a citizenship there and everything, or at least travel there frequently. So
mm.
culturally, I think they would have to be very accustomed to that. But also growing up,
Mm,
because you went to an American high school, so
mm,
your perspective of like early romance and like dating from high school, because that's like when you start realizing people starting dating, right? Your
mm,
the behaviors that you've observed were like very Western, like because it's a American high school, right? But I went to high school in
mm,
Korea. So the dating
mm,
culture and like the behaviors you exhibit or you see when they're dating is very traditionally Korean. So like they would speak English and they were all like westernized, but the things they
mm,
do together as a couple or like
mm,
when they're dating is very Korean style. Because the
mm,
environment they're in is Korea and it suits them to date that way. Like for
mm,
example, like I didn't know that it was a thing. Like you know the 100-day thing when you date in Korea, it's like a big celebration thing, right? It's like, oh, hitting 100 days. Not only like in dating, like when a baby turns 100 days, it's like also a big celebration. Like 100 days is like a meaningful date. It's like an anniversary almost. But in America, that's not really a thing. So I never grew up
no.
knowing that. And then when I went to Korea, and then people started like saying, "Oh, it's like my pig year, like my 100th day anniversary."
Yeah, they like count the days.
I'm like,
Like
what?
what the?
What is
Yeah.
that for? I mean, I guess it's
Mm.
a cool number, but like, why not a year? But
Or like six
yeah,
months.
yeah, they started doing that. So I recognize that now as something you do as a couple. But if my girlfriend
Mm.
doesn't get it, then we don't obviously have to do it. But
I mean, they
for
probably
me,
won't.
yeah, for me, that's something like you're supposed to do as a couple, like celebrate your 100th day anniversary.
Mm.
I personally don't like it, but a lot of Koreans also like get matching outfits or like they coordinate their outfits when they go out,
You don't
which is
like that?
I think it's kind of cringe. I think like when they have like the same or like
What?
reverse outfit and like had the same Jordans on, I'm just like, bro, that's just you're just like sticking out like a sore thumb in society. It's like we get it, you're dating
I love
kind of thing.
that. No, I think that part of Korean dating I love. Like I'm
It's an
all about
unnecessary
like matching
flex. Like
phone
why?
cases. No, it's
Okay,
just I
phone
don't
cases is
know.
fine. Like I understand
Mm.
phone cases, but like shirt, pants, shoes, and like I don't know, even like
No, I
backpacks.
love that.
Mm,
I love
I don't
that.
know. I don't know.
I think
That's
I
kind of
just like
cringe.
doing like matching stuff because even with my sister, I want to everything like she like I buy for both of us matching phone case. We
Mm,
get same bracelet. We have a ring together. Like I think I'm just like a
mm.
matching kind of a person. So like, yeah, I don't know.
That's another thing.
I think that's cute.
Rings.
Mm.
Would you like if you're dating
Oh
someone,
yeah,
would you guys get like like a promise ring, right? Like
that's a big thing in Korea.
yeah, it's a
Like
huge thing.
coupling. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
I
know.
don't think it is here.
I don't think American people do as much.
They
No.
do like promise rings, but that's like very serious. Like
Hmm.
that's a lot more
It's like
serious than like the
pre-engagement commitment
Mhm.
almost.
Yeah.
But
Would I do a ring? Um, maybe if we've been dating for like a while, then maybe, but not for like not how often Korean people do it, no. Cause
they do it
then
like day
like what
one.
if you break up? Yeah, like what if you
It's like
break
as
up?
soon
Do
as
you
you
just
like
throw it
confess,
away?
as
Mm.
soon as you confess and start dating, it's like the first thing you do is go get a couple ring made. And it's
Yeah,
like, I
I
don't
don't really
know.
like that. I don't like that.
Well, first of all, I don't like wearing rings that much, but also
Okay.
it's kind of cringe. What about like
Yeah.
I think both Korean and Western, they do or it might be more Korean, like the clear phone case with like the picture, like
No.
Polaroid picture, and like you do there's a specific someone. I'm not gonna shout
Wait,
out
I've
anyone,
done
but I
that
see it all the
before.
time.
On my
Would you
sophomore year.
would you do that if you're dating again?
Not anymore. Like, especially not to work. I feel like that's just like
Mm.
college behaviors. I don't think I would like,
That's fair.
oh,
That's
that's
fair.
like this is my boyfriend. Like, I don't think so. Mm-mm.
What about
But
wallpaper?
um, oh,
Like
like
phone
phone?
wallpaper? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I better be their wallpaper. Why else are they even looking at?
Okay, okay. Just not phone
um,
case.
Probably not. Like not like no, no. That's
Mm,
like phone case is too much. But wallpaper, like I think it's cute.
mm.
Um, this is making me feel so single right now.
I'm sorry. You're the one that
No,
said
like
like let's
I'm
talk
like
about
remember.
this. That's true, I
I've
guess.
never thought about my past relationship more than like I have these like past couple months, dude. I'm like,
I'm
damn.
sorry, Susie. You know,
I
at least you
almost
have.
texted one. Like I almost was
No,
like,
don't. You're gonna regret
I
that.
was
Or
almost like
I'm not
texting
the one to
them.
say,
Like,
but
no,
that's
for
just
sure, for
that's just desperate,
sure.
bruh. No,
Yeah,
don't go,
it was just
don't do that to yourself.
I did not. I did not.
Hmm.
But I don't know if people have like dating apps in yeah, do they do that?
In Korea?
Mm,
Okay, so
because I feel like
that made
mm,
me remind me of something. So they do have dating
okay,
apps. I don't know. I
really.
don't know what the dating app is in Korea, but there is a dating app. Um,
Mm,
but story time. This is like peak, like in my lifetime, probably the peak moment I felt super single is when I was in the
oh
military.
God. Mm.
Desperate times, let me tell you, because this is first of all, there's no female, so it's like yeah, hella desperate. But then now you being single is like on top of that, just not a good combo. But
Mm,
when you're in the military, when you first go in, so when you're boot camp, you get it's like a thing to get letters, right? So if there's people that are
uh-huh.
dating people, they get letters
Mm,
from their like significant other, and that's like level one. Oh, I'm jealous. And then level two is
mm.
when you get your phone and they spend hours talking to them on the phone. That's like level two. It's
Ah.
like you notice they're spending a lot of time with this and you're like, oh, they have someone waiting for them outside of the military. Level three is when they get the huge box that's
Oh,
like there's like written messages all over it, the super nice drawings, and they open it up and
like
it's like they
snacks.
write inside on inside and then really pretty snacks and like handwritten. I was like, they spent a lot of time on this package. They receive one of those. That's like level three, like peak, like, oh shoot, they really do have someone. That's making me feel really single right now. It's super
That's
Korean
so
because
sad.
so there's always like once every week, there's always like one guy walking with a huge box, and you can tell it's from his girlfriend. And they keep getting that like
Damn.
every month. And it's like, bro,
Mm,
you don't have to flex, but like that makes you super single. And then the one thing, so when you
mm,
mentioned dating apps, what I remember is towards the end of so like about 3 months out before I got out, and like
mm,
the people in my same like grouping of like ranks, so we're all about to leave in about 3 months ish. This is like so like about 100 days out before you leave. They somehow match it perfectly so that they find a girlfriend online somehow through a
mm.
dating app or through mutual friends. They like somehow like get the interest of a girl they knew or they mutually know or through a dating app somehow, but they match it so that they start dating that girl 100 days before they leave the military. So when they go out, it's their 100th day anniversary. I started hearing about
Oh,
this because like everyone started
damn.
dating for
I've
some
never
reason.
heard that.
And I was like, bro, what,
Mm.
what do you mean they're dating? Like,
And
we're
you're just
stuck
on
in
Brawl
here.
Stars.
Like, dude, literally, I'm playing like TFT Brawl Stars on my phone. I was just like,
Oh
man, people be
my
capitalizing on
god.
their phones a little too hard. But they like
Mm-mm.
match it. So like they get like a girlfriend and like an anniversary when they leave. I'm like,
That's
that's
weird to me.
that's
I
impressive.
don't like that.
That's
I feel
impressive.
like, see, I feel like if I met somebody online, well, I mean, if they already knew each other through their friends, that's different. But if
Mhm.
I met somebody online and we just like talk on the phone for like 100 days, but like a little over 3 months, and then like the first time we meet is like our anniversary, like I don't know how I
Mm,
would like that. I probably don't think I'd like that at all, actually.
yeah. But I think Koreans are much more open to the concept of blind dating, especially if they've been
Yeah,
talking
I think.
online and they've
Mm,
called, like, so they know what they sound like. But
mm,
like the first physical date is like out of nowhere or like it's like a blind date, then I think Koreans are much more
mm.
used to that.
I don't,
But
yeah, I just can't. And I think one thing I'm jealous about like Korean dating site is like everyone lives like pretty close. Like even if not everyone like lives in Seoul, it's still
that's
like
true.
a couple, you know. But
Hmm.
here it's like we have to like fly to see our significant other, or like we have to
Hmm.
like fly to go see someone. I feel like that's it just kind of makes it harder to
Yeah, I agree.
here. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Would you
Cause
say,
like
no, go ahead, go ahead.
mm, no, go ahead. I don't go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, would you say when you're presented with a situation where let's say one of your friends, friend A has like an older or younger brother that's around your age, but this friend, would you ever not be able to date your friend's sibling because it's your friend's sibling? That does that make
Oh, I
sense?
don't care.
But what if like,
I don't think
so what if like this friend is like, okay, I say friend, but what if this person you know is not someone you're very close with, or it's like, ooh, we don't vibe. Like the personality is kind of not in line with your
mm,
personality, but then they say like, oh, I have a sibling. Would you be open to meeting their sibling to date their sibling, even though that friend is not someone that you're very like, ooh, I don't like hanging out with that person. Would that
if I
interfere at all?
met if I met this person who I don't
Hmm.
vibe with, sister or sister,
Oh, okay, Susie. Uh-huh.
brother,
Uh-huh.
like outside of like I if I didn't get introduced by this person that I don't vibe with and I just met him like in the society and we vibe, then it doesn't
Hmm.
matter for me. But if someone who I don't even like was like, yo, like let me introduce you to my brother, I'll be like, no,
Uh,
I think I'm all good. Yeah, because yeah.
uh,
Oh,
makes
I thought you
sense.
were asking me if like it would stop me from like liking somebody just because it was like it was someone's sibling, but I don't think that's that weird. And
Okay.
if
Hmm.
I think that's like bonus points, if anything, because like you're already friends with
Friends with the
somebody, and
sibling.
then
Mm.
now you're gonna be families, and then so
Well, you jumped the gun. You just went from friends to sibling to family.
I feel like I
Okay.
think about marriage too much these days. It's dude, it ever since I talked to my grandma, I'm like,
Interesting.
yeah, because I never really thought about like marriage. Really? Well, I guess it makes sense because I was in college, but
Hmm.
after you like work for a bit, it's like it would be nice to have a dual income and like really start
Oh,
saving
I
up
agree
for
with
the
that. Yeah.
future. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because first of all, rent is like skyrocket these days, and I'm just like, it's
Hmm.
so much money just for me to have all the space that I don't even really need. So
Yeah.
I feel like if you have like a partner or someone you can move in with, like I feel like it'd be
Hmm.
so much nicer. And you get like a
Yeah.
bank account, so both of you guys like put money in there. Like I feel
Hmm.
like it'd be so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, okay, but you say move in. How long would you have to be seeing the person before you decide to move in with that person?
I was thinking about this the other day.
Or really? Because I feel
Yeah,
like
I was.
it, you assume that there's going to be a double income. You can start saving, but that's with the assurance that you guys are going to go the long way, right? But how long does it take for you to realize that this is the right person? Because even within a year,
Um,
that might be hard for me to tell whether or not
really?
I'm, yeah.
Um,
Well,
I
obviously it would
feel a little
depend
bit
on the
different,
person, but
right? Um, Probably not too long, to be honest. Because,
really, okay.
well, not about the saving money thing. That is like for later, but just moving in
Hmm.
together, I feel like it's not like that big of a deal. Because lease is every
Really,
year. So, like,
that's true.
hmm. Because I feel like, I mean, you might be dating somebody, but you might not like living with them, which
Hmm.
actually that's like unfortunate because if you get married, then you have to live with them. But
Yeah.
because I know a couple who used to like live together, but then they're still together, but they like wanted their like own space. So they like move out. Like that's also a
Hmm.
possibility. But I don't think I don't think moving in with somebody has to be like a serious thing for me at least.
Interesting.
Like maybe like 6 months
Oh, wow.
of dating this person. Yeah.
That's pretty
I
quick.
don't think
Well, I
is
think that's
it?
pretty quick. I don't know. For me, it's
Mm.
like moving in is a big step for me. It's like, sure, you might like stay over at your significant other's place. So like moving in is not really that big of a difference if you're like always staying over. But what that does is also is you're signifying to everyone who knows you two that you guys are committing to this lifestyle of living together now. And that's a huge
Mm.
step, I think, in the relationship. Because I think it's always assumed when
Mm.
you're dating, like here and there you'll sleep over or you'll go to each other's places to hang out. pretty often because you guys are dating, but to like move in together and to have a place independently for yourselves, that's like a big responsibility, I think, and a big step. Like when
Mm,
I was growing up in high school, I thought that was something I would do after I get married. Like we
married.
move in
See,
after we get married
that's a
or
Korean
engaged.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
move in
think
after
that's
you
a
get
Korean
engaged.
thing.
Yeah, oh, for
Mm.
sure. 'Cause my parents lived separately until they got engaged, and then they started
Yeah,
looking for housing.
my mom used to be very against me like moving in with my significant other
Hmm.
before we got married. But now that I'm here all by myself and she's just like scared for my safety because of like everything that's happened in my past. So she's like,
Mm,
actually like that probably wouldn't be too bad if you guys like know. Because I don't know, it's just safe to have somebody around too. But I think
hmm,
because like I've like moved in, well, not like permanently, not for that long, but I've like lived with my friends who like of opposite sex before. Like I've moved in, or not moved in. I've like lived at their place before. I've like hosted
hmm,
people to like live at my place for like a month or something.
hmm,
And it doesn't always have to be like such like a commitment thing. You're just like both like
hmm.
you both have your space and I don't know. Would you, well, this is like kind of away from the topic, but I was thinking about
No, go
this the
ahead.
other day.
Hmm.
Would you ever move in with somebody? Let's say you guys are moving to a different, okay. I don't want to expose myself. Let's let's say you guys are moving to a different state together. Like
Hmm.
you guys are at a different place right now, but you guys still
Hmm.
talk. And
Hmm.
you're like moving to same state together, like for a
Hmm.
job perhaps.
You're right.
Do you think it would be weird if they moved in together if they've been friends for a really long time, just as friends?
Like guy and girl.
Hmm.
Um, ooh, that's a tough question
Yeah,
because,
like two bedroom though, like every like
oh
you
yeah, yeah,
guys
yeah.
both get like your own. Yeah.
Hmm. For me as a guy, and we've talked
Mm.
about this like episode 1, like the relationship
Did we?
like it had to be a platonic friendship, right?
Oh, right, right,
But I think it's one of two things. For a
okay.
guy to have a platonic relationship with a female, in my opinion, has to be two reasons. One, it has to be the guy has to be dating a girl already, so they obviously will never get interested in the female friend. Or number two, that female
Okay.
friend has to be super ugly. AK, like I can never in a million years be attracted to that female. If
Oh,
if
okay.
there's even a 1% chance that I would get attracted to this female, then it's long term it's not going to work out. Like, because there's something about living together with someone and being associated by at the same household that there's like another level of intimacy you have with that person when you, even if it's like separate rooms, separate jobs, separate lifestyle, and you guys only see each other occasionally, inevitably there's gonna be a moment when you guys are both vulnerable. You guys are both gonna like sit down and talk, or you guys are both gonna like one way or another
Like
help
eat
each other.
together,
It's
maybe.
yeah, like
Um,
coincidentally, like it's a
build
weekend.
furniture, perhaps.
Yeah, like something's gonna happen,
Hmm.
and that's like all you need for like something to spark, I think, for a guy at least.
But
So
isn't
like,
that good? If
okay,
like
so what you're saying is you're forcing yourself into a long-term growing relationship where it
no.
develops into something. Because like if I don't want to risk that for myself,
Hmm.
for someone I'm moving in with, then I don't think it's a good reason to move in. Even if it's like
Hmm.
platonic and like she's super ugly or she's someone that I would never like in a million years never date, I don't want to chance the risk of like, let's say I do find a girlfriend, but she's not the one I'm living with. She's like a random girlfriend I found. What is her viewpoint of me gonna be when she finds out I live with a girl? Right? Sure, like
Hmm.
on paper, nothing's wrong. Nothing's happening between us. Maybe it's like we're two strangers and we just happen to have to room together because of some situation. Even then, I would hesitate because what that implies to a
Hmm.
third party person, what they don't know who you are, is that oh, there must be something because you're willing to be with
Hmm.
another female, like for a guy, a female in the same house, and you're comfortable with that for some reason.
Oh, that's
You know what I
true. I
mean?
never thought
It's
about it
like
like that.
for you, it might be completely fine. And for some of your friends, it might be completely fine. You might think that's it. Even if your family's completely fine with it, your significant other to be might not, right? And you don't want to
Mm,
risk a
that
really
is
good
very
significant
true.
other for just a small misconception. So I
Oh, I
think
never thought about it like that.
in terms of convenience and in terms of like
Mm,
maybe it helps me get along with socially in a new area for a while, I would still like maybe live in the same area or same neighborhood, but separate address at least.
what about, okay, let me change the question.
Okay.
What if what if both of you guys possibly could be interested? Like
Mm.
it's not a no from either side. Yeah, I just like
Ooh,
hypothetically, you know. It's like a
that's a
it's not
why you're like Susie, you're like dying.
no, like no, like I'm just curious, like
Mm.
because let's like it's not a like you guys never talked about stuff like that before,
Mhm,
and it's not a no from either side of the party, let's say, about
mm,
relationship. And then but you guys have known each other for a while and you guys are
mhm,
moving to a same state,
mhm,
and let's say the rent is like so expensive, like, and
mhm.
both of you guys want to save money, like, do you think that'll be a bad idea to move in together? Like, do you think that
Okay, for me personally, this
personally,
question
yeah.
also this question also has to be with the assumption that my parents are okay with this happening. So like, there's
Okay,
nothing
let's say your
holding.
parents are okay.
Yeah, there's nothing holding
Nothing.
me
It's
back.
just on you.
It's just on
Mm-hmm.
me to say yes, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, you know, in an ideal situation, in my head, I would probably like idealize, yeah, it's nothing. We're just gonna be friends because we've been friends, but secretly also hope like maybe something could happen and we'll just be conveniently also be living at the same place. You know, it's really hard, but I'll still probably have to say no because
Mm.
it's basically the same reason. Because what if okay, what if we do start dating because we got
Okay.
along so well and because we're we're isolating ourselves from that new environment, right? Along with all the other reasons I
Mm.
stated before about like if it doesn't go that way and I date someone else outside, they're gonna have the whole issue, right? But also, if we do start dating, all we're gonna do is go to our respective work or whatever we need to do during the day, come back home and never leave the house or like
Mm.
never meet new people. But if we're friends, and even if we're like two doors down the street from each other, if we're at different addresses, the fact that for me to visit her, I have to physically get out of my house and go to her place increases the
Mm.
chance of both of us needing to leave our house and meet, and that increases the chance of us meeting new people. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I would have no issues with that person living next door or that person
Mm.
living in the same like county or same neighborhood, but
Mm.
same house is probably still a no because
Mm.
like ideally she's the one, and then like like some kind of like Korean drama series where it's like you fall in love and
I've been watching
you
way too much Korean drama, dude.
I
Oh
can
my
tell.
god.
but but I feel like that's too ideal. Like,
Mm.
yeah, I mean, sure, it has to be case by case. You never know, but 9 times out of 10, probably no. Yeah,
Mm.
I don't know. Because
Same.
for me growing up, my dad was always the reason I always hesitate a lot with dating is because my dad was like, don't associate yourself too much with hanging out with just girls or like dating very shallowly because when it comes time to actually find your significant other and they know that about you, they're gonna hesitate to date you because they're gonna think you're shallow,
Mm.
right? Or they're gonna
Mm.
think, oh, she's just another one of your female friends, which
Mm.
I at first didn't understand that much. I was like, my dad doesn't understand what he's saying, kind of. Like, how does he know what my friendships are like? But older now, I recognize that that could be an issue. Could be not for
Do you
everyone,
think
but
my image is like that?
uh, it really depends. It really depends on the guy. If the guy is very particular about your history and like your ex's types and like what you've been through, maybe. For me personally,
Mm,
like because I know you beyond that, it doesn't bother me as much that that's who you are. I mean, we're also like
mm,
not dating, so it doesn't even matter. But
mm,
I think it doesn't bother me as like as I gotten older. It doesn't bother me as much because I know that that's just common for girls to have
mm,
dated guys
mm,
previously, and they always say like girls mature faster, but even girls at some stage are like very immature with how they handle a relationship. And it might have been they just didn't handle it right, but now they're ready to. So
mm,
I'm open-minded until I personally firsthand experience what they're like within a
mm,
relationship. So I'm always willing.
mm,
But obviously, if they're like known to be toxic, right? And that's just a well-known thing about them, or people around me tell like a lot of red flags and say, don't date her, then I would
mm,
consider a little more. But
mm.
no, I don't think that really affects you as a person. I don't think a lot of guys are like that either. It's a very select few that are very picky with who people have dated previously. If they don't
Mm.
find an issue with you, right? If they find an issue with you, have a red flag, then obviously it's not going to work out. But
Mm.
I don't think it's you're not even that bad. I feel like having a couple ex-boyfriends
Thank
from
you.
college is not even that bad. Like there's
Yeah.
definitely worse people I think out there. So
Mm. I think okay, now also like now that like I've been single, I've also been thinking about like what my red flags would be if someone
Mm,
were to pursue me.
mhm,
And I think in the past, like I've had no boundaries with my guy friends. I feel like
mm.
even like well,
That did
not
bother me a
like
little bit, I
physically.
think. But
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I know. Like not physically, but just like as like a boyfriend perspective, I feel like some of
Hmm.
the things like decisions I've made, like some of the
Hmm.
hangouts that I've been to, like I don't think I respected my significant other. That's my red flag.
Mm. So if
Yeah.
you find a boyfriend and they hung out with too many female friends too closely, that's a red flag for you.
Mm.
I mean, I think that's a pretty
Um,
pretty common one. It's
no,
pretty
like
normal.
I was so dumb. Well, like
I'm
I
glad you
I think the
realized. I'm
reason
glad you realized.
yeah, I think the reason why I had a lot of guy friends is because of gaming, to be honest, because like we just game a lot.
Hmm.
Um, and also in Cornerstone in my grade, like I didn't really vibe with that many girls, as you know, like they were very different.
Hmm.
So I still remember, oh, this is so dumb, but I think it was for like a senior trip or something. Like some of my
Hmm.
friends wanted to go to Cancun,
Uh-huh.
and they were all guys, and one of them was my ex,
Oh,
because I was like still friends with
okay.
my
The
yeah, I
friend
think
group.
you may know who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I asked my boyfriend, and I was in a relationship. That's when I was in a relationship with somebody
Uh,
else. And
hmm.
I asked my boyfriend at the time, I was like, wait, like, can I go to Cancun?
Suzie,
I
no.
I was like, I just thought I'd ask. I mean, obviously I didn't go, but I'm like,
Right.
dude, that was such a red flag of me. Like,
Yeah.
but I
That's
wasn't
just
as respect.
that's just not the move.
Yeah, I know.
Why?
I've definitely learned. I don't know. Because I'm like, we're all just friends, which we were. I wasn't interested in
Hmm.
any of the people who are going anyways, but even like even then, I'm like,
Mm,
he was like reverse the role and think about that. I'm like, you're so right.
mm. Oh, he told that to you?
Mhm.
Okay.
And I'm like, you're
Good
right.
man.
Like I shouldn't even have asked. That's like a dumb
Yeah,
question.
100%.
That's like one of an example, but I feel like that's like that used to be my red flag, just like not really having
Hmm.
boundaries and stuff like that with my guy friends.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
what's your red flag, you think? If someone were to pursue you, and if you're watching and you're trying to pursue Joseph, listen up.
You know, that's something like I just have no experience with because I've talked with a couple,
um,
like multiple people, like within my friend groups about how oblivious I am to people showing
um,
signs. Like if you're gonna,
Mm.
I doubt anyone's listening that's like, I want to pursue Joe because it's just not how it works. But I feel like for me to know that a girl likes me, it's got to be like they got to set up the dinner table, put the plate down with the silverware. Like they got to serve it to me. They'd be like,
But that's
clearly,
your job. What?
but like, okay, you never know. A girl might like me first, right? And I might like the girl
Mhm.
back if I recognize that they like me.
Mm.
Vice versa. If I like a girl first, sure, it's my job to make the move, right? To make it known to her that I like her. But vice versa, a girl
Mm.
could like me first, right? If a girl likes me, and it could happen, it could work out if all I know is that they like me, they have to make it pretty blatantly obvious, right? To me,
Mm.
that they like me. So for me,
Mm.
a red flag, I wouldn't know, really.
Mm.
I mean, there's certain characteristics of the person that I'm dating that would cause red flags, but when it comes to approaching me,
Mm.
it's hard to tell. I mean, there's clear ones where like if they do it and they're in a relationship, like they're cheating off them, like hands no limits. Like I will never date someone when they're still in a relationship. That is out of respect for the person they're dating currently.
Mm.
That's a no-go. And I also think like if they've like if I know that person to be pretty toxic in their relationships, like stereotypically toxic, then nope. But I think that's like a general rule of thumb for most
Mm.
guys. Like that's not like
Mm.
just particular to me.
Mm.
Um, funny story, I did so so we're recording on Wednesday, but on Monday, my one of my friends, so my intern friends from work this summer, one of them is from Purdue and or two of them from Purdue and one of them's from UMich.
Mm.
But one of them is a mechanical engineer student, the one that goes to Purdue. And all three of them are girls. Like the intern class was unproportionate um
Mm.
this summer. Like it was like 90% girls and like 10% guys. And like
Lucky.
my friend, no, it was kind of the most awkward thing. It was like 10 girls plus me. Because my roommate was the other guy that would hang out with us. So it'd be like the two us guys and like the 10 girls, and
Mm.
we'd be like a group of friends, like just because we work together and like after work we'd hang out. But
Mm.
my roommate has a girlfriend. So every weekend he's going to visit like he drives like 4 or 5 hours to go visit his girlfriend because it's summer break. So like
Mm.
most of the times when we're hanging out in the weekends, like not during the weekdays, it's me with like five or
Mm.
six girls. Um,
Mm.
and some of them have boyfriends, some of them don't. It's just like a bunch of friends, right? We're just hanging out. But so the funny story thing is on Monday, so this girl that's going to Purdue, she's a mechanical engineer student. So like we're like extra close because we're like in the same major. And we like talked about career stuff and all the time. She like I want to say like 1:30 in the morning. I'm like just about to like get ready to go to sleep because like I have an 8:30 the next morning. So like I'm like about to like finish my work on my laptop. I get a text from her and she's clearly like beyond drunk. Like she's not spelling her words right. Her caps lock is on, but she's like, Joe, I have an important question. And I'm like, what is it? She's like, how tall are you? Right. So clearly this is like out of the blue, random question. She's like, how tall are you? I'm like, oh, I'm 5'10". And she's like, wait, I'm gonna get back to you. And then like 5 minutes later, she's like texting about how she has a friend at a party she's at right now who's interested in Asian guys, and she's trying to set me up. Because okay,
Mm.
sad thing is like the fact that when you're the only guy in a girlfriend group, they find out really quickly that you're single and that you've been single for a
Uh,
long time. And like for some reason, they really wanted to like set me up with people while we were working at the internship. Like that's not happening. But this girl's at
mm.
Purdue, right? So now we're at Purdue. So she's still trying to set me up. So she sends like the text, like 20 texts about this one girl that she's close to. She's like, she's super hot, she's super intelligent, she's also in like engineering, super into Asian dudes, you're tall enough. I'm like, you realize it's 1 a.m. in the morning. I'm about to go to sleep. I really don't care. And I don't know, for me, that felt really weird being set up out of the blue
No,
with a friend.
also, yeah, also I hate it when people are like, oh yeah, they like really like Asians. I'm like, I don't like that. That's different
Okay,
when an
like
Asian likes an Asian. You know what I'm
she didn't
talking
say
about?
really like Asian, but she's like she's into Asian guys. I think that's what she
Okay.
said. I'm just like, okay, she has a preference for Asian men, which is like, okay, that makes sense. But like, I didn't know what to do with all the information. I'm like, cool, like, I'm sure
Good night.
I'm glad to meet the person, say hi, and get to know the person. But for her to like jump from like, you're single, right? You should date this person is like, I
Mm,
don't know if that's the right approach. And she's also
mm.
not the type of friend to like really care. Like, okay, we're like close friends, but she like care about my relationship status that much.
She
So
just
this was
wants you
also like
there.
she's just like out of the yeah, she's just clearly like kind of drunk, kind of not thinking straight. Someone mentioned Asian guy. She's like, I have an Asian guy friend. Connect the dots. I'm like, okay.
Uh,
But that was the first time I experienced that. I was like, ooh, maybe, I need to be more selective with the people because like on paper she seemed like a nice person, like smart, I don't know, into Asian guys,
Mm,
funny. I don't know, like she seemed like a nice person, but I was just like not interested at the time. So
mm.
maybe I need to be more selective with how girls approach me. But long story
I
short,
usually just tell people I'm not interested. Yeah. I'll
yeah,
just
I,
look
I
myself.
I texted back saying I'm sure she's a nice person, but
Mm,
it's really out of the blue, and I don't think it's something I can deal with right now. And she
mm.
texted back in the morning. She's like, "Yeah, I was just super
I
drunk.
was drunk.
Sorry, LOL." I was just
Uh,
like, "Of
mm,
course." So I'm just
mm.
like, Yeah.
I think the one person I would trust to like set me up with someone that would like match me well would be my sister. Other than that, like I don't
Mm,
think anyone, like even Amber or like Lucila, like my closest friends, like I don't think they know me enough to like set me up with like I don't like the whole setting up thing. I don't think. I don't
not
know.
really. Me neither. But
I don't think so.
sometimes
That's
desperate
how you
times
meet
call for.
people.
I mean, sometimes people are like, "Oh, how'd you guys meet?" It's like, "Oh, our mutual
Oh, we
friend
met through a
introduced us to
friend.
each other."
Mm,
Yeah. I'm just like,
mm.
that's kind of like not out of the blue. It's like realistic to
That's
me.
true. Oh, I do have like another realization. Like
Hmm.
I've been thinking about just like how I work as a person like in a relationship a lot.
Hmm.
And in the past, like I don't think I've ever like looked for someone I liked. I've always been like, who oh, this guy likes me. Yeah, or like I would just like look for whoever likes me. Like
Mm,
that would be my pool. I never went for who like I liked first.
mm,
And I don't know why. So like even at work, like I've been asked out like a couple times, but
hmm.
I was more interested in like, oh, does that guy like me? More than do I like
Um,
him? Like I never really pay attention to like how I feel. I'm just like more worried about if they like me or not. I feel like that's
hmm.
been in my like I don't want to like someone if they don't like me. I think that's like another hurdle I have to get past too.
Um,
Cause
that's fair.
I feel yeah. Cause I think it's because I don't want to get hurt, but
That's that. Yeah, that for me, it's like I have a similar hurdle where it's like, do you know the phrase, nice guys finish last? Or it's like,
yes. But I honestly don't really understand what that means. I
it
thought it was like a
means
sexual thing for a while,
no,
and then it's just
no,
not.
no. It means so what it means is if your
Mm,
characteristic as a guy is to be really nice to everyone, then you fall
mm,
into a dilemma or like a trap where even with female friends, all they assume is that you're being nice to them. And even if you like the girl, because you're so nice, they're never gonna assume that you like them. They're gonna assume that you're just being nice.
mm.
So a nice guy could never get a girl by expressing they like a girl by being nice to
Kindness.
them. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like stereotypically, like the bad boy, like if the guy is very rebellious and doesn't like really vibe well with girls, is a little
mm,
annoying, but then they're like all of a sudden super nice to this one girl. It's very clear that they like that one girl, right? But for a guy
mm,
to like be really nice to
mm,
all girls, be super
mm,
friendly, super social, and then all of a sudden like this one girl, but do the exact same
mm,
things, that girl's never gonna know or be able to distinguish themselves from another female friend. And
mm,
I think not that it's like I'm in that situation, but I feel like I can understand or relate to that, where it's like people
mm,
view me as, well, nowadays people view me as like like a samchun, like an older young, or like
아저씨.
yeah, like just a nice adult figure. But like let's say like back when people were around my age, like people just assume I'm being nice to them, even though maybe I like
음,
them. And I don't know how to
음,
express that I'm interested in someone other than being
음,
nice to them. Because like let's say they need to stay up late to study. I'll stay up with that person if they're a friend or if I
음,
like them. It could be either way,
음,
right?
음,
Um, but then for a lot of people, it's like, oh, if they're just a friend, I'm just gonna go home. It's late. But if they
음,
like that person,
음,
they want to spend more time, right? So they're gonna stay up with that person even if they don't have anything to study. Like it's like
음,
those kind of things. You can tell that they're doing that because they like the girl. But for me, it's
음,
like if you need me to stay up with you because of certain things, or if you needed me to drive you somewhere because you need to go somewhere, I'll do it because I'm nice, not because I like
음,
you. But then if I like you,
음,
it's not like I can do that more for you because it's not like
음.
I wasn't
It's
doing
just the
that
same
before,
thing.
right? It's the same thing.
음,
So what do I need to do extra to make sure girls know that I like
음,
them? Because it's like
음,
very rare nowadays for a guy to just go up and say, "Hey, I like you," right? It's always through some flirting, some action that you kind of hint at that there's some attraction. And then at some point that builds up to you confessing, I assume,
음.
right? So it's like, what does that
Yeah.
flirting look like for a guy that's always nice?
I think they just like ask you to hang out more,
Mm,
is my experience. Or just
hmm.
like, I don't know. But if you're already a social person, that's also tricky, I guess.
Yeah.
Like if you're already seeing a lot of people.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's I feel like when I like somebody, I'm like pretty flirty. So I feel like it's like easy for them to catch that.
Mm,
I think. Yeah. But yeah, I was just thinking that because like in the past, I always say like in the past relationships, like I've never like not dated someone I like. Like everyone I've
hmm.
liked, I've dated, but that's only because I always like waited for that person to like me first. So obviously it's not gonna go wrong if they already like
Yeah.
me. I
Yeah.
and I think there's one person that probably didn't like me back that I liked. And that one was like the hardest to get over. So I don't
Ooh,
want to do that again, like
that's
ever.
tough. That's tough.
Yeah, like I feel like Daksaram, right? I've never done that
Mm.
before. It
So
was
I
always
sometimes
like,
like wish that happens. Ah,
what, Daksaram?
Daksarang, yeah. It's just like it's so easy.
I mean, I
It's so quick.
guess, but it hurts.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's I feel like it takes a while to like get over it because
Yeah, emotionally it takes a while, but it's like
yeah,
clear cut. It's like the answer's there, move on.
it's
Um,
not easy to move on though.
I guess, yeah, that's
Because
fair.
like relationship, you break up for a reason. So I don't think for me it was ever hard to like move on from a relationship really.
Hmm.
But from also 짝사랑 is like a one-sided like
Yeah.
in English. And for me, 짝사랑 is like you can like that person for however much, like however long, like if they don't
Hmm.
give you a reason not to, you know? So it's just like, when are we supposed to move on? Kind of vibes. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Usually it resolves when they actually explicitly say no.
or
Um,
if they get in a
or they get
relationship.
in a relationship. Yeah.
But if neither happened, then how, like, you know, like,
I
will
will
I
say
ever?
though, I'm not that patient. If I'm in a situation where I'm in a jaksarang where I like clearly like someone or it's building up, I gotta ask the person. Like I've done it maybe once or twice.
I
And
can't.
I'm just like, you know, I it keeps me up at night. It's like I'm thinking about it at
Mm.
night,
Oh, it definitely keeps
strategizing.
you up at night
Yeah,
for
you're
sure.
strategizing how you're gonna flirt the next day. But realistically, it's so emotionally draining. I'm just like,
Hmm.
what if I set aside a time, ask them if they can meet in person real quick one day? Sure, it might be out of the blue, but say, hey, here's the situation, right?
Yeah,
It's
you've
not fully,
done that before.
yeah, it's not fully developed, but I can tell, and I don't know if you can tell, but this is more than what a friends would do, or at least for me, I'm feeling that this could be more than just a friendship. But I need to know your intention is clear because if it's not in line with mine, then I need to, for my emotional sake, move on and be like, hey, this can save a this can save a friendship in the long run.
Right,
And I'm completely fine with
right.
staying friends with someone I like because I like the person as a friend already. But it might
Mm,
hurt in the moment for like a couple days, but it's like,
mm,
sure, why not? Get things cleared
yeah.
up before it gets messy. So,
See, I think I'm past that point.
mm.
Like if I worded it, I should have done that a while back. And
Mm,
usually
that's tough.
how I get over 짝사랑 is liking somebody else or like someone else would appear in my life and I would just kind of forget about. But since there's no really other like targets right
Mm.
now, it's like, oh, I'm like, will I ever be able to yeah.
Hey, you just gotta grow some balls and do it. It's
It's too
it's
late.
it's just part of life. But I'm like,
Mm,
I've told this to many people. I'm at a point where I'm just like, I kind of want some drama in my life now. Where it's like,
mm.
I miss not miss like the drama of like, oh, being in a love triangle and like getting confused who likes who. But I like
But liking somebody.
miss liking someone. I miss like getting butterflies when I like walk into the same room as that person. There's always
Mm,
there's always like, especially when you're in college and a new year starts, there's always that like first call out or that first gathering of friends where you're like, ooh, I want to see what people are up to, how people have been. Oh, it just got so bright all of a sudden. But it's like,
I know. Like,
there's
what
that,
just
there's,
happened?
I think there's like the sun just appeared from the clouds. So
Oh,
I look
okay.
hella bright. But what I was saying is there's the excitement of like updating people and seeing how people have been and then being excited for the year and whatnot. But then there's also the excitement with like meeting a girl and she's kind of cute
Mm,
and she's
mm,
single and then you start vibing together and then you feel like this could go somewhere. And then there's that excitement. And it's like I miss
yeah.
that kind of
Mm.
because now like even with like new people that come in, they're like, dude, they're closer to my brother's age than my age. They're like 05. I'm just like, no. Like
Oh my
realistically,
God.
logistically, that is maybe I need to set a line for myself and not do anything about it. But they're like 2005. I'm just like, there's even someone from 2006. I'm like, bro, my brother's
Oh my
2007.
God.
I was like,
That's crazy.
that's crazy. That's like almost 5 year difference. I'm just like,
That's like almost
yeah.
10 years than me,
Okay.
for me.
Yeah, I was
No,
just like,
actually,
no.
because 2006 is like 8 years.
Yeah, I'm just like, no, you know, I gotta
Mm,
move on. So I
mm,
miss having that feeling. Um,
mm. No, I feel
I,
that. I definitely feel that.
but yeah, what you gonna
Yeah, I'm
do?
almost at the point where, ooh, I don't think they listen to this podcast anyways, but
Okay.
actually, I can't talk about this on recording.
Well, how far are you willing to go, Susie? How far?
I feel like I'm just ready to lose it all because I'm just like,
Mm. Don't say that though. That just doesn't sound right.
That's true.
You're not ready to lose
That's
it
true.
all.
I'm not. We're, well, there's like two different type of people that I'm referring to, but
Mm,
one of them, like, we just talk a lot, like throughout the
mm,
day.
mm,
And I'm just like, wait, why? Like why are we talking? You know, just makes me
mm.
curious. Like what's going on? But
You're
I
like,
feel like but I just don't think he's interested. Or maybe he's like you, where he just doesn't know.
are you interested though in the guy? That's the real question. Because if you're not, then sure, it's just gonna
I
stay that way. But if
I
you're
think slightly,
interested,
yeah. Like
okay.
I think I am,
Mm-hmm.
but knowing me, like unless I know he's like someone interested too, like I'm not gonna bring that up,
Mm,
you know?
that's fair. That's fair.
I don't know. I just it's just like why do we talk so much? Like why?
Yeah.
And it's and like even if we were to date, we wouldn't
Mm,
be doing anything different. Like what we do right now is, well, I guess you would be more like affectionate with your words. Like you'd be
mm,
like, oh, I love you or whatever. But we don't do that. But like, but
Yeah,
like some, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So now that since life is so boring, I'm so tempted to just be like, yo, like what is going on, you know?
I
But
guarantee you if you say that, he's gonna be like, we're just chatting.
yeah, exactly. So I
Because
can't.
you never know. Because for you, he might be the only like guy in his life, but for him, it might be like she's just one of my friends. Like I talk to like 4 or 5 friends every day. You know what I
You're
mean?
so right. I definitely needed to hear that.
Susie, you need to calm down. I no, I've been there. I've been there. It's like the one girl that's single, that's out of my friend group that I'm talking to, that's like my age. Maybe, maybe her talking to me is a sign. But then in my head, I'm like, what if I'm just another guy she's just talking to and I'm just like one of her friends?
But
I'm
I feel
over
like
like,
he's not talking to girls because
hey, you
let's
never
not forget that.
know.
No, listen.
You're getting a little too optimistic. I'm just kidding.
he like doesn't really have girlfriends.
Hmm,
That's why.
that's true.
That's why I think.
And maybe he just sees you as another guy. Maybe
Yeah, maybe I'm like a little bro.
that
Maybe.
sucks,
So I'll
but
never bring anything
you just
up.
got
But
friend zoned as a bro.
you don't know
That
that.
sucks. I don't know
You
that, but
don't know that.
I'm playing the role as like worst case scenario. Sure, I'm rooting for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it is
No,
something,
don't.
but
Just stop.
I'm just like, yo, you gotta be
Okay.
careful. It's just like I don't want
Yeah,
to
you're
come back
balancing my
next month and get a
delusions.
call from you, and you're just like, it was not that. He didn't like me.
I'm a little
I got
bro.
friend zoned. Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, I'm fine with being friends too because we've been friends for way too long, anyways. So
Mm.
it just piques my interest sometimes, just because of how much we talk. But
Yeah.
he's
You
a
know,
chatty person. I don't know. Yeah,
in God's time, we will find people meant to be.
exactly.
But patience is testing me quite a bit. It's quite the
Really, I
trial.
don't think I'm not like there yet.
Oh, it's
Like
because
I
you've dated
think
before too. I just don't know what it's like to date.
okay, that's no.
Like I have so many different stories from other people. It's like, oh, you go through
Mm,
this, you go through
mm,
this. We broke up because of
mm,
this. I'm like, I get it.
mm,
As a third person and as someone who lives on this
mm,
earth, I understand theoretically how a relationship could work and how it works for some people and
mm,
doesn't for other people. I don't know what I am like
mm,
in a relationship. I
mm.
don't know if I'm the same
That is
person
very.
I am to friends as if I would be to my
Mm,
girlfriend. Or I don't know
mm,
how I behave when I know someone likes me. Because it rarely happens or it
mm,
rarely comes across, at least for me to realize
mm,
someone likes me. So it's like, I don't know. No.
mm,
Um, could be the most mild thing ever. I could be the exact same person, or I could be a completely different person. It's like finding out what
mm.
you're like when you're
Yeah,
drunk. It's like you kind of have to go for it to really know your limits and what you're like. So
that's true. Hopefully
I don't
one day
know.
we'll be able to have our significant other as a guest on our show, on our on our podcast.
Susie,
And
you're gonna be like 30.
you
And
think so?
I don't know, like when we're 30,
Take that
like
back.
dude, you know, how, like it's been 7 months. Well, it's gonna be like another year, and it's gonna be like we're gonna make this an annual thing. And like
I don't expect myself to date in while I'm in Denver. Like I don't really, I'm not interested. But
you never
after
know.
that is
You never
where
know.
you're right.
Wait, that's true. I
Oh,
guess.
one life update is so
Hmm.
I don't know a lot of you guys knew, but I've been translating a year and a half now,
Hmm.
but I'm done. My book is
Nice.
finished.
Congrats.
So I'm getting a part-time job at a Korean restaurant because I want to see other
Again.
Koreans. So yeah.
Interesting.
So maybe that'll
Your
I'll
Prince
make
Charming's
some
gonna
Korean
walk in.
friends.
You slide him extra dumpling, and just like, that's me.
Yeah.
My
And he
name's
leaves
Susie,
me a
by the way.
number.
No, you leave the number on the bill. It's like you can call me anytime.
I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, but maybe. I mean, you never know. You never know who you're gonna meet, right?
But
So
you haven't started working there yet, or you're about to?
not yet, because my sister's coming tomorrow. I
Oh,
wanted
right,
to like
right, right,
apply
right,
after she left because I don't
right, right.
wanna. Yeah,
That's fair.
but I feel like
That's
it'd be
fair.
fun, and I like working at restaurants anyways. So free food,
That's good for
stuff
you.
like that.
You can't say the same about me.
Mhm.
I've never worked in a
No,
restaurant, so Don't know what it's
Yeah.
like.
I just want to like meet more people. And I feel like you do meet a lot of people like at a restaurant, especially if you're working with
Mm,
Korean people. Like my
mm.
coworkers can be my friends, stuff like that. So
Did you find a church in Denver?
I did, and I used to go there, but I work
Hmm.
on Sundays like permanently,
Oh,
so
right, right,
I
right, right,
can't go.
right. Was it a Korean
Yeah.
church or was it a okay? That's one thing I'm like
Mhm.
trying to think about. It's like when I move out of college, I probably will have to rely on a Korean church to find a Korean community,
You do. You
and
do.
that's gonna be
For
tough.
sure.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean you yeah, because you can't even go to like a Yumish like Korean church. Like that's like weird because if you're
Yeah,
working then
I'm not even a UMich
um
student, so.
yeah, I liked my church and I've met some
Mhm.
people that I still talk to, but I just can't go. I haven't gone to church in a while, which is like really bad, but
Mm,
yeah,
it happens.
can't help it. Yeah,
Yeah,
can't help it. Damn, we've been talking for like
yeah.
wait,
We
when did
can
we start talking? 12:45?
12. Oh, you're Mountain Time.
Yeah.
For you it would be no. So we were gonna meet at
Yours
12:45.
was 2:45, right?
We started at like 3:15 ish
Okay.
because we spent like 15 minutes figuring out the audio, and then we talked for another 15 minutes. So,
Yeah.
but that can we can wrap it up. It's been over an hour for
Yeah.
sure. Um,
Also, yeah, I have to get ready to get dinner today. So
did you have a question you want to end on? I completely forgot to prepare one or an ending
I
question.
definitely did not think of that. Um, no, I don't have one. Wait, what do we used to ask? I forget.
It's the most random stuff.
Hmm,
Um,
no, I don't
what's
have
like
one.
what's like your what's like your go-to McDonald's order?
Okay. Um, it depends on how hungry I am, but normally I usually
Hmm.
get um a chicken, a McChicken, Diet Coke,
Hmm.
and fries.
Rice?
Fries.
Oh, fries, fries. Oh, oh, you like McChicken?
I
Do you
love
get a
McChicken.
sauce? Do you have a sauce you prefer with fries?
I like ranch and
Oh,
hot mustard.
are you one of those people that like ranch with everything? Because
Yeah.
I was literally talking to about this yesterday, last night. Okay, I'm about to.
Mm.
I don't think she cares. I'm about to expose Joy. Okay, so we were talking about it last night. Apparently, Joy eats everything with ranch. Like, you know how like Jason compared it to like, you know, like guys have like a 3-in-1 shampoo. It's like conditioner, body wash, and shampoo. Joy's
Oh,
for Joy, the ranch is like a 7-in-1 sauce for like fries, nuggets, pizza.
wait, that's
Like,
me. I put ranch on
oh
everything.
my,
Like everything.
why? Ranch
It's
isn't even
so
that
good.
good.
Ranch and
No.
mayonnaise, I literally put on
You like mayonnaise
everything.
too? Oh
I love
gosh.
mayonnaise.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. That
I
is
even dip my
interesting.
chips in mayonnaise.
Okay. Okay. Susie, you're not helping the fact that you're single. I think you just lost a whole nother chunk of
Oh,
guys that could have liked you.
no,
I'm sorry.
dude. Maybe some
Chips with
guys like
mayonnaise?
mayonnaise.
You dip
It's
your
so
chips in
good. You just,
mayonnaise?
yeah, the potato chips. It's good. Try it.
My gosh. Okay, what kind of chips do you like then? Just regular? So like regular
Well,
chips?
things, well, like hot Cheetos, I don't dip it in anything, but
Okay.
like Lay's, like potato chips, definitely mayonnaise.
Oh my gosh. Just get like sour cream and onion chips. That's good enough. Why you gotta dip
No,
in
see,
mayonnaise?
I don't like sour cream and onion chips.
Mm.
What's your McDonald's order? I also like hot mustard.
McDonald's?
Hot mustard is good.
Okay, I agree with hot mustard. Hot mustard's pretty good. I usually go
Mhm.
for if I'm hungry, I'll go for a Big Mac with medium fries and then a drink. I think it's
Big
pretty
Mac's so
typical.
fire. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love Big
Big Mac
Mac.
hits. But if I just want a snack, I always either go McFlurry with fries or I've never like personally I've never ordered chicken nuggets, but if someone orders chicken nuggets, I'll eat like a couple of chicken nuggets because I like chicken nuggets with like honey
Mm.
mustard and fries
Oh,
with
I
ketchup.
don't like honey mustard that
You don't like
much.
honey mustard? Honey mustard's pretty good.
No,
But
I don't like
I
ketchup either.
okay, you're just a hater. I think I'm pretty normal. Ketchup is
Okay.
supposed to go with fries. Maybe like
Mm.
sometimes something else, but not definitely not ranch. No, that
Okay.
ranch is like my perception of ranch is like you eat that with like celery and like carrots and like those prepackaged veggie platters. Like other than that, there's no application for ranch that is natural. It's always a an
You
alien
are just
sauce.
becoming more and more single right now. We love
Okay.
we love ranch.
Okay, I don't hate ranch, but I just find it really weird that people eat it with everything. Because
Mm.
surely that one sauce doesn't fit all applications. That's
It
just not how
does
sauce
pizza,
works.
sandwich, bagels, fries.
Bagels! Okay, you did not just
Yeah.
say bagels and ranch, bro.
Or like
That is
bagel like sandwiches. I've done that before. It's so good. Like the salmon bagel with ranch is so good.
you're supposed to put cream cheese on bagels, not ranch.
Well, I do put cream cheese. It's like an extra flavor.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm watching my figure these days, so I've been restraining myself from ranch a little bit.
From ranch. He's like, how are you on a
Mhm.
diet? I'm on a ranch-free diet. Everything else
Ranch
is
free.
fine. Just ranch-free.
That helps a lot. Ranch is freaking fattening. It's
Yeah, I
high
would assume
calories.
so. It's so salty too.
Mhm.
Okay, well, that was a long episode.
Okay.
I hope
It
those of you
was
who listen, thank you for
this
listening.
far.
Hey, if you're like a new listener, thank you, which I doubt is ever gonna happen, but thank you.
Yeah, like honestly, like why did you listen to us talk for an hour?
Well, how'd you find us? That's my question.
Mm,
But if you're an old listener, hope you enjoyed. We'll try to get Matt for the next one.
yeah, we'll get
Because
them.
I'm sure
We'll
you,
get them
you miss
next
Matt
time.
too. I miss Matt. But yeah, thank you
I
for
don't.
listening. If you want to just click that like and subscribe button because we're on YouTube, I would appreciate
Yeah.
that. But then until
Yeah.
next time, we'll see you
Until
next
next
episode.
time.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.